Let's look at the trading activities for the past week. Activities showed that trading activities were mixed trading, as shows to some extent some growth prospect. What will you say are the sentiments that led to these trading activities?
For me, the week under review was just a mixed market as a result of what profit taking in high cap stock. We saw that recently the banking stock ran almost at like a 5.28% for last week, not this one, the previous week. And also we saw a sell-off in some of these banks. Just not that the banks are bad, just who have bought after the markdown, rebounding also they are still profit, they're also taking their profit. And also when you see high cap stock like Boa Cement also suffering loss also because of profit taking or sell-off in that Boa, because people might think that okay, other stocks that have potential to pay me a bigger dividend are there. I'm holding my position in Boa. Let me sell down my Boa and move to those stocks. No one such in I tell them, for you, as an investor or trader, when you see such movement in the market, you don't see any panic, because you understand that people are there for what to make profit. When they see that, oh, Boa paid or have the markdown, let me move to another store that will give me another. For that, when I saw that sell down in Boa, I was not worried. I know that it's going to put market down, because Boa, Dangote Cement, and MTN, they have almost like 60% impact on what on the general market. And whenever you see them on the South movement, they bring the market down. That's under the market. But on that same day, what about 33 stock in the Guinness chart, while just 22 or 18 was down? For me, the market is still head, because at the end of the whole thing, we had about 48 stocks on the green and just 30 on the red. It tells you that investors are sitting in position of what those stocks that have seen value already, especially if the last quarter that we saw contraction in the economy, we saw a better number at the end of the year, at the end of that quarter. And now already we have seen a good start for this quarter, because it really are gradually coming back to the economy. Tells you that expect that the next quarter for this to be a better number. For a design investor that know what to do in the market, this time to put in those stocks that we've seen that the trend you saw in 2022 and the Q1 is still on the uptrend, you start positioning in there. That is how to invest. As you guys, for me, when I started the 0.8% down, I said this does very small, and at the same time, so that we're just entering the middle of the month. And also we expect to see the inflation figure today. And when it comes to going to also, for me, investors factor in this inflation figure was expecting as before now. That means when it comes, it might not show market as we expect, because they already factor into the action. The almighty one will is on the MPC meeting that will come by the way. That is really above inflation. Market are thinking of that.
Yes, so you took me quickly to my next question, because I wanted to ask you what the impact of inflation reports that we're expecting to come out any moment from now, and the MPC meeting scheduled to hold next week. I want to know in what way will these two fundamentals impact trading's activities at the market?
Actually, if you look at the trend that's happening globally, we know that our CBN or wake up when we saw that other mature economy has started hiking their rates already.
Right, yeah.
Then we started our own in May, and we have moved from about 11.5 to almost 13 at all. That is about 150 basic point increase. That was the start. And those mature economy now that have started with that hike, we have seen that the economy is already suffering. We have seen other entering, either call it a kind of a mini or cost recession, but know that the economy is struggling. And also here, just thank God that the economy is just recovering slowly and very fragile. If we continue in this direction of fighting inflation with interest rate, very soon we might go toward recession. Don't forget that this recession will have about almost two recession before now. I believe that now they are going out. I believe that the CBN should manage this MPC that is coming, because inflation, as I said, for me, I don't see it going much to whether it's a bigger number that will threaten the MPC meeting. Already we're also looking at to see the Q1 GDP for for first quarter to come before the meeting. If it happens today, will also give us a clear direction where the economy is going. But I believe that because they are handing over this month, for me, for a good, for me, they should leave their interest rate unchanged, allow the incoming government to settle down before they come, because actually they have to come with ideas. For me, let them just leave it unchanged. But because they want to manage inflation, they might likely adjust it up. Whether what others have done, they manage the economy. But really, for us in Nigeria, it's not to fight inflation with interest rate. Through another alternative to fight inflation.
I like that. I like your subjection on this. You don't fight inflation with hiking interest rate, and this is what so many analysts and economics are saying. But there's so much to discuss on this. But because of time, let me get your projection for trading activities for the week at the exchange.
Actually, I told you that today we expect to see inflation figure and the GDP figure between now and end of Friday. This data that are coming, they are macroeconomic data that will also shape. But I tell you already, we are factoring in the inflation figure already. But I believe that if no other high cap stocks should go on the southward position. I mean, the market will see, in a good mode. But because we're also coming closer to the handover, I see that confidence is coming up gradually. I say gradually because, like I said, because they've seen the economic activities in Q1, year to date, quarter to date, we have seen how the economy has also have improved. For me, let's see a missed market for that.
Okay, we'll stay with that. It's a cautious optimism, and it's coming from Ambrose Omodion. We just hope that the outcome of inflation, the figures that will be coming out today, and also the MPC meeting scheduled for next week, Tuesday, would add a positive outlook on the market. Ambrose Omodion, many thanks for being a part of the show today.
Thanks for having me.
And still to come on the show, Nigeria's inflation rate for the past 16 months has continued its upward movement, dragging more Nigerians into hunger and poverty brackets. These and more will be our focus and the first interview segment of Business Breakfast after this break. To stay with us.